Christopher, well done. Get to you a little later on. Jack in Cape Cod will start us, and he's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Jack, welcome. How are you today?
Hey, Doc. How you been? It's been a little while, but thought I'd chirp in today. I'm a commuter, so EEI gets me to work in the morning, and you get me home. And if I was a betting man, I would say that it is behind this. It's the Boston Globe, it's the Boston Red Sox, and it's John Henry. The Red Sox get no criticism because Henry owns the Globe. Henry owns the Red Sox. Henry owns Nesson. And the guys in the morning at EEI are the only ones who, ask questions, and they're critical, of a lot of things the Globe has to say, because the Globe is definitely a knee-jerk reaction type of paper. And I think going into the season, they want to put a stop to it before they head. They're supposed to head down to training camp next week.
So, in other words, then EEI with the relationship with the Red Sox and Henry and Sam Kennedy and all the folks who are upstairs with the Red Sox have had some issues with EEI. So, you think EEI's management decided to put everything at a halt and put everybody in a sensitivity class for a day to keep the Red Sox at bay? That's kind of what you think's going on here?
Oh, exactly right. And not only that, because these guys are also critical of the Globe and some of their columnists whenever they. Oh,
you can be critical of the Globe or the Red Sox without going over the line. Do EEI hosts go over the line in your eyes?
Yeah, no. I think this is mostly directed at the morning guys.
Callahan, Kirk, Jerry and Kirk. So those guys, when they get on the Red Sox, do they do it in a personal tone or they just do it professionally? Which one is it?
Oh yeah, no, they do it professionally, but I think to the point where Sam Kennedy and the boys aren't happy. They had the Adams Jones thing, and then you also had the David Price thing, and a few other things, but only because there really is no criticism of the Red Sox because the Globe owns the Red Sox.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to tell Shaughnessy what to write. So I don't think I'm not sure. We should get Shaughnessy on. Eddie, he's down in. Let's get his take on this. Or Bob Ryan. We should get a take on this to see to get on top of this. I do think there might be something with this Red Sox thing. Now, I also think Brady's got something to do with it too. But again, this is a business. These radio stations, and Brady is a very, very. They play that Brady type all over the place every time he's on Mondays. You can't, everybody in America is listening to what Brady has to say because Brady's not going to tell you much during the week. There he's on for 20 minutes. He might be a little bit more open. You might get a couple of interesting thoughts from him. And the Red Sox, it's a huge business when any radio station in America has the team. I mean, folks, baseball on the radio plays. Baseball on the radio is by far the most significant sports property any radio station could want. A, it's 162 games. That's the first thing. And B, you can follow the sport by listening to it on the radio. Nobody listens to the NBA on radio. Nobody listens to the NHL on radio. Even in Edmonton, they probably don't do that. They don't listen. The NBA is death on radio. Half the teams have to pay pay stations to get on. They have to pay. The Nets pay the WFAN to get on. They used to. Maybe they don't. I don't know what the arrangement is now. They pay because they want their games broadcast and nobody wants to broadcast them. The NFL is a Sunday deal. If people watch football, they don't listen to football. And there's only 16 games. Stations can make a little money on it, but the baseball is different because you can drink lemonade on a summer day out in the porch and follow your team via the radio station. You can't do that in the NFL. Nobody's sitting out in the backyard in the NFL in the middle of November listening to the game. No, they're watching it. They're watching the game. Let's do a couple more. Maybe we'll get Bob Ryan on and get a thought. Here's Mike in California. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Mike, good afternoon. How are you today?
Hey, Chris. So my wife watches this show called Vanderpump Rules. I walk into the living room the other day, and I see Patrick Maher on the screen. Him and his girlfriend are talking about how they're mixing drugs with pills. To me, there's a line It's not either your...
This is a reality show, and his girlfriend does a reality show, and so Patrick Moore, one of our hosts, is his ex-girlfriend, by the way.
Yes.
What's the name of the show, Mike?
Vanderpump Rules. It's on Bravo on Monday night. Anyway, my point is that there is such a huge gray area between vanilla and racist. This Korea guy goes on the station and he's making Asian accent jokes. Come on, Chris. I've listened to you and Mike for 35 years. You're neither vanilla nor you're making racist jokes.
Yeah, he was wrong. The kid was wrong. No, I don't know about Patrick Moire's deal. The Fourier was wrong. He apologized. He was trying to make light of the idea that the agent called the fake agent with the Ron Borges on the front page. So there you go. A lot going on in Boston right now. Here's Scott in Maryland, and we'll get Bob Ryan on in a minute. Scott, good afternoon. How are you today?
Afternoon, doggy. Appreciate the time. So, not to be hypocritical of SiriusXM, there was a gentleman in the morning who I listen to, I love, Howard Stern.
Right.
Multi-millionaire.
Right.
How did he start? He had naked women on the radio. He had porn stars on the radio.
Yeah, but that's not being offensive.
No, you're right. But what I'm saying, I agree that this country has gotten so off base with the sensitivity and the offensiveness. Now, what the guy said about a 17-year-old, stupid. Fireable? Come on. I mean, it's just got to the point where everybody is offended at everything in this world, everything in this country. I'm offended. If you say one thing, well, you're a racist. You say this, you're a bigot. You say this, you're sexist. You say this, you're this. You're this, you're that. No matter which way you slice and dice it, you can't win. And you're right. It's all about money. At the end of the day, these companies, if you hurt their pocketbook, you're going to be gone unless you are so high up in the food chain that they know, they can't, they'll suspend you. They can't get rid of you. But at the end of the day, it's absurd. The people, like you said, 35 years ago, and old timers are rolling around in their graves. You can't say anything anymore.
Yeah, I don't like what the kid said about the 17-year-old, the gold medalist. I mean, you can't say she's 17 years old. He said it on a place where you can say anything. You can make an argument that KMBR reacted too strongly to that. You can make an argument. And I think you're right. You can't say a word. Bob, in a sec. We'll take a break. Come right back here on Mad Dog Unleashed.